5 tips to beat the summer heat as a mobile detailer. Being a mobile detailer myself for nearly a decade, I know how horrible it is being a detailer outside in the summer months, going from location to location, sometimes a parking lot, sometimes just a customer's driveway, and there's absolutely no shade in sight. 90 plus degrees, no shade in sight, and your head is just toasting like a marshmallow. You are just trying to survive. I've learned a lot as a mobile detailer here in New England, where we have all 4 seasons, where it's below 20 degrees, it's above 90 degrees. I've seen it all. I know how to deal with all of it. So I'm gonna give you 5 tips on how to survive the summer heat as a mobile detailer. So let's get right into it. Tip number 1, get a shop with air conditioning. I'm just kidding. It was a joke. It took me a long time to get to this point to have a shop with air conditioning. And to be honest with you, it's barely even keeping up. But did half of this Kia Sorento outside, sweat my nuggets off. I'm inside now, trying to cool off. But hey, I'm gonna give you 5 tips right now so you can survive the summer heat. Tip number 1. This is probably the best tip that I'm gonna give you in regards to being a mobile detailer and working out in the sun, is get a pop-up canopy. I've had multiple different kinds of pop-up canopies. The best bang for your buck from what I found a couple years ago is a 12 by 12 from Walmart. You get the best coverage. It's the most kind of like compact from what I could find, and easily accessible in case you're in a pinch. There's Walmarts pretty much everywhere. You could probably find a similar one at like a Big Lots or something like that. But a pop-up canopy is gonna definitely help block the sun, give you some shade, and this way you're not melting and burning out in customers' driveways. Tip number 2 is gonna be proper attire. So I used to always wear black t-shirts, which is kind of dumb. It absorbs a lot of sun and a lot of heat and probably made me sweat more. I still have those t-shirts, so I still occasionally wear them, but I just thought black would always look the cleanest and the most professional. What I did, I know there's lots of other cost-effective options, but on Vistaprint, where you can get like your business cards and flyers and all that stuff made, I had these shirts made. It's like a golf kind of polo t-shirt. It's I guess kind of like moisture-wicking, and it's breathable, so it's not like a thick cotton shirt. These shirts are pretty breathable, and when you get wet, they do dry pretty quickly, so I do highly recommend them. They are on the more expensive side compared to just a regular t-shirt, but check out Vistaprint. You can get some good custom polos there. Number 3 is take breaks. I know it sounds pretty stupid, but you gotta take some breaks. Being self-employed and being so driven and ambitious like we are as entrepreneurs, self-employed individuals, sometimes we're just so driven to just get the job done that we forget to tell ourselves, hey, jackass, take a break. Now, I know if you're working a regular job and you're working for someone else, sometimes the jackass bosses won't tell us to take a break, but you work for yourself, you can take your own break whenever you want, so just take a break. If your face is drenched with sweat, you're beet red, and you start to feel like crap, just go to your work truck or your work van, whatever it is that you're working out of, blast the AC, just take a nice 10-minute break, drink some water, and this way you can get back at it. Your health and well-being is worth it, especially if you want to keep making money. Tip number 4 is beat the heat. So if you normally start your day at 8 or 9, try starting your day at 6 or 7. The earlier you start, obviously the cooler it's going to be. The sun is not going to be as strong. I know it sucks, especially if you're not a morning person, but hey, if you start earlier, you do have the potential to end your day earlier, which frees up more time for you to do more things. And lastly, tip number 5 is restructure the way that you normally detail cars. So me, typically, I don't do a whole lot of maintenance cleanings. I do more like full details inside and out. And the packages I offer are pretty extensive, and I find that myself, I can only do 2 of these a day. So I typically do 2 big, full in and out details a day. And with that being said, I tend to have a very good system down, and I do every vehicle nearly the same exact way. So because of that, and because of the heat, I have to kind of switch up my system. So I prefer to do the inside first. I like to blow everything out, vacuum everything out, do all the wiping of the door jambs, all that stuff first, close and button everything up, and then do the outside. Well, sometimes if you're working in direct sunlight, you don't have really good shade, you might want to start with the exterior first if it's an earlier appointment in the day. Do all the washing and everything first, and this way you can produce better results for your customer, because it's very difficult washing a black vehicle outside in direct sunlight, especially when the sun and the heat is at its peak. is very difficult. So I find that starting with my first vehicle in the morning and doing the outside first and then doing the interior, it's almost like as the sun is rising and it's getting hotter outside, I've already finished the outside of the vehicle and now I have all the doors open. I'm working on the inside of the car, and it's almost like I have some kind of shade covering me by working on the interior of the car already. So I know a lot of this stuff is just common sense, but sometimes us being stubborn, self-employed individuals, sometimes we just need to hear it from someone else to just do the common sense things that we should be doing already. So just take breaks, go to your work vehicle, blast the AC, just take a couple breaks. You might have to take like 10 minute breaks for one vehicle. And that's all right. It might take you longer to do the vehicle, but at least you're safe and you're alive. Don't forget to wear appropriate clothing, moisture-wicking clothes, maybe lighter colors. Also invest in one of those little sun hats. I know some of them are a little goofy looking. It took me a long time to take to one of those sun hats, but you can find some pretty cheap ones on Amazon for like 20, 30 bucks. I'll leave a link to one of those down below. Invest in a good canopy. This way you can produce your own shade wherever you go. Drink plenty of fluids. Get up early and beat the heat. And don't forget to restructure your details as needed. You can get through the summer. The summer months are the busiest months for a lot of us detailers, and also the most dreadful while being mobile. So keep all these things in mind. Take care of yourself. This way you can just keep getting that money.
Let's see. A 5-letter word for happiness. Money, money, money.
So if this type of content interests you in regards to detailing tips, techniques, tricks, just detailing advice and business advice, if all that stuff relates to you and can help you in some kind of way, definitely like the video, consider subscribing, and I'll see you on the next one.